Very warm welcome to the entire enterprise architecture community.
The enterprise architect community is about not just technology, it's about the humans, the architects inside the community and their skills. We help people help their organizations, and we help the people evolve in their careers.
And this is somehow what a community is for: enablement, skill transfers, connectivity between the different architectural dimensions and at the end people.
If you look at the EA community itself, there are actually three different types of learners I see. One being it's customers, SAP customers, it's SAP partners, and the SAP itself. We all learn.
So it's the community that keeps you up to date. And a community is by meeting up and speed up the modernization process.
Enterprise architect, we also call them influencers and futurists.
To really be a modern influencer.
Hey, there's something more out instead of just architecture maps and then how everything is connected with each other. There's also this human aspect, and then the human aspect is very important. The architect as the influencer in the corporate world, being storyteller.
So storytelling, I think, is an absolutely essential skill for enterprise architect. This is just about influencing the business people more effectively. Nothing gets done without a partnership with the business people. You need to be able to translate the technical language into something that the business people understand. And that's not just about data and logic. It's also about emotions and making sure that people understand in a way what you're trying to get across.
You can play a more important role like in driving through that influence and persuasion. So you need to bring in the emotion part. I think you also need to understand, what is valuable. Personally, I think the most important skills for an enterprise architect today is really about understanding, and understanding the people in front of you. How do I drive through your vision of the digital transformation or the business transformation to your key stakeholders, to business, to also your solution architects. So I think the human element is probably the most important.
There's a huge need for human-centered skills, and for storytelling skills. So you need to have a mindset beyond artifacts, beyond frameworks.
Redefine our role really. And that role has to shift from an old school role of documenting to one of really closely advising heads of IT, program leads, or even executive members when it comes to technology decision.
As an enterprise architect, never stop, right? We are now at data, we are moving to AI and curiosity.
Curiosity and basically the interest in learning is very, very key. We're at a point in time where the acceleration of new technologies is off the charts. So what's key is that architects themselves have to have the interest to continue to learn, but we can't just learn alone. We have to learn as a community to help each other.
You don't just tick the boxes in documentation, say this is the documentation, what question do you have? What you're then supposed to do is the next step, that is really ask yourself, what is my opinion? Which recommendation do I give? And how can I convey that very recommendation? What technique does it take, like an analogy, like a story, that is immediately accessible to the recipient of that very recommendation?
I believe that enterprise architects are among the most important people on the planet right now. There's been over $200 billion invested in, for example, in artificial intelligence in the US alone this year. And there's a very high expectation that all of that AI investment will turn into business benefits. And of course, that's the job of the enterprise architect, to make sure that the technology opportunities turn into real productive systems, do that translation.
But I think we need to also rethink business architecture in the AI world.
Figuring out how this powerful new capability can help their enterprises, but the other dimension is how the architects need to augment themselves with AI.
It will have a profound impact on the discipline, I think, of an enterprise architect, but it also is having profound impact within the organization as they transform. So you as an enterprise architect really need to move more towards building that safety net, building those guardrails.
The most important one is, what is AI going to do to enterprise architectures? In particular, the notion of agents and agentic AI introduces a brand new way of doing processes. Instead of step by step as we're traditionally used to, you give a goal, an outcome that you want, and then you give the AI agents tools. This is eventually going to require a fairly fundamental rethinking of how IT systems go together in a layer. It's very important to be here and make sure that enterprise architects are understanding the consequences for this next generation of economic opportunities.
We believe we need to grow the community. A community is living. It's all about next to get the community growing, to connect with other community. Peer-to-peer learning gets really more and more important.
People not just coming together to learn together, but the friendships that have established and the people inside the community that just want to help each other. We're a true global community helping architects around the world.